every summer, my parents would just ship me off. And it was awesome because that's where I fell in love with Florida produce.
I was really scared to jump into this market. I didn't know what I wanted to do. I just knew that I didn't want to be in a desk crunching numbers.
My mom used to go to work. She used to just leave me directions and recipes for myself and my brother and sister. That's how I started to get an appreciation for cooking.
By the time I was 15, I'd visited close to 50 countries. The kind of worldly perspective of different cultures was put right in front of me at a young age.
My God, starting your own startup and it being an agricultural enterprise is not an easy feat at all, but never been happier, never worked harder.
I really am fascinated by simplifying the simple, to always connect yourself with somebody who's really passionate about what they do. If we're passionate about cooking, that means that we want to be passionate about what we're cooking and what ingredients we're cooking with.
Considering we live in a state that has the climate to do some amazing things with agriculture, it's very difficult for us as the small farmer to be able to offer our products at the same price as big agriculture. And when we talk about big agriculture, we're talking about corporations that are producing food, focusing on bottom line. So producing food as fast as we can, as cheap as we can, and that's not always the most holistic way to produce food.
It's tough to grow. I mean, you guys are putting all the work. Whatever's fresh and whatever's in season, I can work with it. I'll make the menu around what you have. It makes our job fun.
I try to support as much as I can, local farming, but sometimes it's a little difficult because the consumer doesn't understand, or sometimes they'll complain like, a carrot salad, why am I paying $12 for it? We want to use those ingredients. We want to make sure that people understand why we're using this. Now, little by little, it's changing, of course, especially with Tamer, what he's doing. So he's bringing all these vegetables to us as, chefs. If more people just jump on board, then it's going to be better for all of us.
And that's how communities change, and that's how we all get educated. Like, it's a trickle effect.
What's crazy is that you can't even get Florida tomatoes in Florida. Like, that's what's freaking insane.
Florida oranges are more expensive than California oranges.
Florida tomato season comes to an end in May. So you go back 50 or 100 years, what did that mean? When tomato season was over, you stopped eating tomatoes.
Exactly.
People need to understand that certain foods are supposed to grow at certain times of the year.
I agree with you. Seasonality is something that, as a chef, as a cook, it's great because you get to play with different vegetables. For example, the wild ramp that's on the clams, we just got that. Its season ends next week, and it's an amazing flavor that you don't get any time of the year, and you can't grow that. That's wild.
For Phuc Yeah, I'm gonna be doing a lot of Vietnamese cooking. One thing about Vietnamese cooking is that they love to use a lot of fresh herbs. There's this herb that is very difficult to find. It's called raw rum. But when you have people like you guys, that we know that, you can grow this.
That are willing to grow it.
We're willing to try.
It's amazing because then we can actually have something that's so traditional to their cuisine.
Yeah, the local.
Exactly.
It's such a melting pot here, and we're happy to learn from chefs, and if we're not familiar with something and you have some specialty ingredient you want us to start playing around with, research and development is always happening, so we're happy to figure something out.
Yeah, that is. I think Miami food is a story to tell for all of us. The new generations that are here and that are starting restaurants have a different aspect, and are really focused on giving it maybe just a little bit more soul, and that you could really taste.